Welcome back to It's Only Embarrassing If You're Embarrassed podcast. My name's Madison, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode today. Today I have a episode that is pretty near and dear to my heart, which is talking about therapy. And so if you guys have been following along, you guys know that I am a big proponent of therapy, of mental health, of really doing everything to take care of your mind, your mindset, your mental health, and sharing with you guys a little bit about how I've done that over the years. So one of the most, I think, influential things that I've done to take care of my mental health has definitely been going to therapy. And so one thing that I think is super important about therapy is there's a lot of different types of therapy, and there's a lot of opportunities to find what works for you. And what works for me and what I share about in this episode might not be what works for you, but I definitely think that everybody should give therapy a try if they're in a state where they think it would help their mental health. So this episode is going to be talking about 5 reasons that you should give therapy a try. So I am somebody who has struggled with anxiety and depression for probably about the past 10 years or so, but pretty significantly over the past probably 2 or 3 years. And so what that looks like for me is I have seen quite a few different therapists. I've seen quite a few different talk therapists. And now I've finally stumbled upon the sort of therapy that works for me, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And so within cognitive behavioral therapy, it is something that is super helpful for people with anxiety, with depression, with the want or the need to change your mindset, to change your thinking, really all of those sorts of things. So since therapy is something that has helped me so much and is so near and dear to my heart, I wanted to share with you guys today 5 reasons why you should give therapy a try. So the first reason is a lot of you guys that are watching this can probably get therapy for free or little to no cost through your insurance. So I currently pay for the specific type of therapy that I do out of pocket, but prior I have seen quite a few therapists that were just available as a teledoc program that I had through work, that were people that were covered within the insurance that I have, and a little bit of everything in between. So if you guys are familiar with a teledoc platform, a lot of times if you have teledoc, a lot of times you're able to do mental health or therapy through teledoc. And a lot of times there is some insurances it's free, sometimes it's like a $25 or $50 copay. And it normally gives you a pretty good selection of people that are within your network and within your area that can help you based on your specific mental health needs, concerns, or what you're looking for. So one thing that's cool about therapy nowadays is that you don't necessarily have to go in person and sit down on a couch and do that sort of therapy. You can literally do therapy over Zoom, over the phone, whatever that looks like for you, and be able to do it really from the comfort of wherever you feel the most comfortable doing therapy. So that's the first reason why I think you should give therapy a try. Is it's a resource that is available to most people through their insurance for little to no cost, and it's something that you can do from anywhere. You can make fit your schedule, and it's something that I think is really easy to adapt into your routine. The second reason I think that you should give therapy a try is that therapy is a non-judgmental, non-biased person that will share and care with you. And so what I mean by that is I have a therapist right now who is super great, super accepting, very non-judgmental. And that's been something that's really helped me along my mental health journey, has been able to say, I know that I have somebody that I can sit down and have a session with or talk through things with that is not going to judge whatever situation I've gotten myself into. It's not going to judge maybe the things that I've done or how they've manifested in my life, but instead is going to help me through the ways of sharing life experiences, ways to improve life as a whole, and also somebody who cares about helping me in my mental health journey and really putting myself in a better just mental health state and giving me tools in my toolbox to be able to whip out whenever anxiety or depression shows up and ways that I can combat those when they manifest in my life. The third reason that I think that you should give therapy a try is saying your fears, your anxieties, your worries, saying them out loud, articulating them to another person. There's something about it that just frees you. There's something about it that if you sit down with somebody and you say, oh my gosh, you will not believe how crazy my anxiety's been. Here's all the things that I've been worrying about, stressing about. And a lot of times the act of being able to really just get that off your chest is something that is just enlightening, is freeing, and really allows you to work through those things. It's also really helpful in getting those things off your chest to also have kind of action number 2, that person who is going to be non-judgmental, non-biased, and really just help you work through those things as a whole. So to kind of recap, the third reason that I think you should give therapy a try is there's something about the act of just sitting down or talking to somebody and saying, hey, here's my fears, worries, concerns, here's how they've manifested for me. Being able to get that off your chest, being able to just rest, relax, and just kind of be free of that. And that's something that I think has been really influential for me, and one of the ways that therapy has personally helped me, my mental health, my anxiety, my depression, and really all the things that I've struggled with. The fourth reason that I think that you should give therapy a try is going to therapy allows you to feel less alone in your journey. So in my time of going to therapy, there's not really anything that I've sat down with my therapist to discuss that she's been like, oh my gosh, no one's ever worried about this before. No one's ever seen anxiety manifest this way. A lot of times she's like, oh yeah, that is actually because that reaction that you're having is a way that you're being triggered through your anxiety, through your depression, through your past experiences. And in doing that, you're really able to normalize what you're going through in the sense that you're able to talk to somebody who is like, yeah, that's normal. That's a symptom of anxiety. That's a symptom of depression. That's a way that insecurities manifest themselves in your life. All of those sorts of things. And so that I think is super incredible, is the ability to connect with somebody in a way that allows you to normalize your mental health, that allows you to normalize the things that you're going through with a professional who deals with people like you all day long. And it really allows just your journey to feel less alone, and also for your journey to feel normalized. And I think that is something that has just been so freeing for me in my journey, really is just to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not the first person to think about this or have this negative mindset or have this spiraled thinking or to sink into a deep depression or any of those sorts of things. One of the pros of therapy is that's what these people do for a living. What they do for a living is help people just like you and I normalize those things, give you resources, give you tips, give you tricks, and make you feel less alone in the process. So that is a really great reason that I think that you should give therapy a try. All right, my fifth and final reason why I think that you should give therapy a try is going to therapy really allows you to grow and reflect as a person. By growing and reflecting as a person, I really mean that going to therapy allows you to learn new things about yourself. It allows you to be able to connect dots through your own thinking, through the help of your therapist, that allow you to say, oh my gosh, that's why I am the way that I am. That's why I think the way that I do. That's why I struggle with some of these different things that I struggle with, is because of my mental illness or because of my mental health struggles or because of my past or because of what I've seen or because how relationships have manifested for me. And sometimes it's a little bit of all of those things. But by going to therapy, you're really able to grow as a person by learning more about yourself, learning what triggers you, why you're triggered, how to deal with those things in a more positive way, how to heal, and I also think most importantly, how to feel. I think a lot of people who go to therapy have been putting off feeling their emotions for a long time. And so by going to therapy, you're really able to have that just release of you're not worried, you're not anxious, you're just able to sit down with somebody and say, here's where I'm struggling, can you help me? And have somebody to say, yes, let me show you how I can help you. But most importantly, let me show you how you can help yourself. So I wanted to share this episode with you guys because therapy as a whole has just been super life-changing for me, has been super life-changing for my mental health, for my mindset, for how I adapt to things, to how I overcome challenges, and really all of the above. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because I think a lot of times I personally was somebody, before I was going to therapy, I was like, should I go? Is it going to help me? What's it going to be like? And I didn't have a clue. And so I think this episode is really just my way of trying to share and trying to encourage that if you're on the fence about therapy, if you're wanting to know more about therapy, you should give it a try. And I just want to recap with you guys 5 reasons that you should give therapy a try if you've been struggling with your mental health, if you're not sure about therapy, if you're scared, anxious, afraid, if you're fearful of going to therapy. I definitely felt all of those emotions whenever I first started going to therapy. I was really afraid of going to therapy because I think at the root of anxiety and depression, there's a lot of shame. And so to be able to sit down with a complete stranger and say, here's why I'm fucked up, please help me, is an incredibly vulnerable thing to do. And that in itself takes strength, takes courage, and really allows you to grow as a person. So I'm going to recap just really quickly 5 reasons you should give therapy a try. First reason, a lot of you can get therapy for little to no cost through your insurance, through Teladoc, or through different platforms that allow for affordable therapy. The second reason that you should give therapy a try is therapy allows you to have a non-judgmental, non-biased person that you're able to share, care, heal, and feel with. And that in itself is incredible. The third reason that you should give therapy a try is that therapy allows you to say your fears, worries, concerns out loud. By saying your fears, worries, and cares out loud, you take away their power. You normalize them, you share them, you work through them, you problem solve through them. And by doing all those things, you're able to say, these worries, fears, and anxieties will not take hold of me. Instead, I will take hold of them. I will grow, and I will do all these different things through going to therapy and through saying my fears and worries out loud with somebody who can help me and with somebody who can support me through them. The fourth reason that you should give therapy a try is because therapy allows you to feel not only less alone in your journey of mental health, but going to therapy allows you to have the things that you're struggling with normalized. It allows you to speak to a professional who can say, that's normal. Here's why you feel that way. Here's what's happened in your life that has made you feel that way or think that way or respond that way. And not only that, here's how you can use that to be different in the future, or here's how you can use that to learn and grow to a future version of you. And I think that in itself is just so incredible. The fifth reason that I think that you should give therapy a try is going to therapy really allows you to grow and reflect as a person. And so going to therapy, you grow so much as a person as you become more in tune with yourself, your mind, your body, your thoughts, how they all work together, the things that have happened in your past and how they can define who you are in the present, and also how you can work to be the person that you've always wanted to be. Going to therapy allows you to learn new things about yourself, and also accept the parts of you that you might have been avoiding or afraid to share with the world, or a little bit of all of those things. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode today that's focused around therapy, 5 reasons why I think you should give therapy a try, and really just my attempt at normalizing therapy, and also sharing with you guys how much it has helped me and my mental health. And so if you guys haven't seen any episodes in the past, my mental health has been pretty specific to the world of anxiety and depression. So if you also struggle with anxiety or depression, I think that these 5 reasons will probably resonate with you. So this is my little therapy plug. Give therapy a try. If you guys are not sure where to start, literally Google therapy near me in your phone and it will pull up things to get you started. If you guys live in the Greensboro area, I see a therapist named Lauren Atkinson, who is a CBT therapist. You can literally just Google Lauren Atkinson and you'll be able to find her page. She is a great resource if you struggle with anxiety or depression. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of It's Only Embarrassing If You're Embarrassed podcast, a place where we normalize all things mental health, life struggles, trying to adult, grief, divorce, mental health, and everything in between. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys thought that this episode would benefit somebody you know, or if you want somebody in your life to feel like, hey, you can give therapy a try, please send this to them, share this with them. And if you have reasons or ways that therapy's helped you, please drop them in the comments below. I love to hear other people who are navigating the world of mental health, how they're doing so, and what tools they have in their toolbox. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Chat with you babes next episode. And as always, happy healing babes.